Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 6.
Coming up tonight, artificial acceptance. Well, UNL is telling us about how different age groups feel differently about AI. Also tonight, the sudden passing of a coach in York leaves the community mourning, how people are remembering what he did while he was here, and how dangerous this rollover accident on 35th and O Streets was for the person behind the wheel. And that's where we begin tonight, breaking down several agencies responding to a serious crash here in Lincoln. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rod Fowler. Take a look at this video sent into our Now Local News app by citizen journalist Brian. This is near 35th and O Street. A vehicle flipped upside down near the entrance of a business there. A tow truck on the scene as first responders evaluate the situation. It appears another vehicle was also involved in this. You can see it here, also looking pretty bad shape. LFR and LPD crews on the scene investigating. I did talk to police this afternoon. They say there were no serious injuries, and they are looking into possible DUI, but they wouldn't say which driver is being investigated. Now let's get a look at your first forecast for this Tuesday evening. Here's a live look from our tower cam. What a difference a day can make, as they say, right? We hit 101 yesterday, Rusty, and today, we were a little below normal for this time of year. Mother Nature keeps us guessing. How's it look today? Yeah, she doesn't like to make my job easy. And maybe that's part of the allure. I mean, it's never a dull moment here in the Weather Center. And 101 yesterday, and this morning we had showers and thunderstorms, and today temperatures much cooler. How much rain did we get? Not a lot. Anywhere from nothing to 1/4 of an inch, and that was the higher spot. There were a couple of storms maybe in southeastern Lancaster County towards Otoe and Johnson County that may have seen a little bit more, but overall very spotty storms, a lot of goose eggs out there, but there was some light rain in some areas. A little bit of haze going on as we look towards West Van Dorn. We've got West 8th Street, 853. No, that's West Van Dorn. I was right the first time. 83 degrees by 7 p.m. down to around 80 by sunset, and 74 degrees later on. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, Honda of Lincoln Cam. A lot of sunshine, little bit of a breeze, 84 absolutely gorgeous degrees. And that's because due in part to the dew point only being around 63. So temperature-wise, most of us in the 80s. It was a little warmer further west, Ogallala and McCook at 90. But look at that, the dew point in the 50s and lower 60s. After what we had to deal with yesterday, yeah, it's a lot colder than it was. And it's not cold, just colder, anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees colder. A few light rain showers in the Panhandle, otherwise partly to mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures, well, they will eventually fall as we head through the evening hours. So we'll talk more about the forecast. It does include rain chances in a few minutes. Thank you, Rusty. Right now, the community of York is honoring the memory of a beloved coach following his tragic death. Students and fellow staff paying tribute to a special person, the coach who wore several hats throughout his 46-year career at York schools. And now his impact lives on. Randy Johnson was a beloved track and field coach at York High School with a long history of being there for everyone. He died at the age of 70 in an ATV accident that happened yesterday, leaving a hole in the hearts of many. Our Danielle Da Silva went to York today to speak with a colleague and a longtime student.
The pole vault strip here at York High School is about to be transformed by construction. But if you ask the students and teachers here, all they can see is the long-lasting legacy of Coach Randy Johnson, which they tell me will never be replaced.
We'd have Randy spot us and he'd stand right here, so we'd always see him right before we went up.
Before his sudden and tragic death while riding an ATV, Randy Johnson was a coach of 46 years. First a teacher at the York Middle School from 1980, then retiring to coach full-time in 2011, alongside track and field head coach Darryl Brands.
But he was very much a lot of tough love, but at the same time, every one of his athletes, he knew that he truly cared about them.
Having been a pole vaulter himself, Brand says that Coach Johnson's impact was far-reaching, that in his career, he helped achieve 38 individual state qualifiers, 32 medalists, and 4 championships. Also, Johnson took part in community events and summer camps, too.
did a lot of things for a lot of athletes throughout the state. It didn't matter if it was track and field, it could be hunting, it could be fishing, it could be traveling.
A sentiment that pole vaulter Carly Phillip could attest to. She was on the team for 6 years, starting in middle school and graduating this year.
I was so heartbroken.
She says he was a role model in every way, remembering how his words came to life for her at a track meet when she thought she'd broken her leg.
He's like, I need you to know you don't have to continue. He's like, I'm so proud of you. You don't need to keep going. And I looked at him. I was like, I'm going to jump one more time because I only had one attempt left. And I just gave it everything I had left, and I ended up making the bar able to go to state.
Just one example of many memories that Carly and many others will cherish forever. Reporting in York, Danielle De Silva, Channel 8 News.
All right, thank you, Danielle. New developments now. The community in Meadow Lane fighting for funding after a failed vote. The Lincoln City Council voting to not make room in the new budget to help fund the reopening of Meadow Lane Pool. Those in that community say they're not giving up. Councilman James Bowers, who is one of the supporters for the funding, posting on social media saying he plans to reintroduce this proposal before the end of the budget season. You see, a public hearing on the budget is set for August 3rd, and council members can still request budget changes. We'll keep you updated on all of this. Members of Branched Oak Observatory making their case this morning before the Lancaster Board of Commissioners. They want to expand the definition of recreational facilities to include activities like nature walks, bird watching, and astronomy. The observatory discovered its current use is really not allowed under county zoning rules, raising red flags for the popular spot. So today they're emphasizing the importance of making this change.
We are unique in the fact that there's nobody else in Nebraska that is doing what we are doing, and we are, if I can dare say it, the gem of the night sky here in Lincoln and Lancaster County.
The Board of Commissioners did not vote on this morning. We'll let you know when they do on our local news app, our website, and of course on air. We have new details on a story we've been following only on 8. The family of Emily Kesters is asking the public to visit their foundation website on Caring Bridge to support their daughter's journey as she battles a rare disease. There you can make a donation or keep track with all of her health updates, just like what you're seeing right here. Right now, Nebraska Task Force 1 is braving major obstacles in Texas. Officials announcing the crew is shifting their response efforts to Live Oak County. As that area facing threats of heavy rainfall and flooding, they are keeping an eye on the water level at a river basin there. The team is prepared to deploy quickly on boats if flooding does occur. The crew from Nebraska is among many others helping out in Texas. Well, don't go anywhere. We have more for you after the break, including trust in technology. What a UNL study shows about how much trust different age groups have when it comes to AI and how much they actually know about it. Stay with us. We're back in 60 seconds. Tonight, 2 people are dead in Wahoo after a serious crash. The Saunders County Sheriff's Office says it happened on this county road on Highway 79 near Prague. Officials say 2 vehicles collided at the intersection there while one was trying to make a turn. An 89-year-old man and his 84-year-old wife were killed. Investigators say the couple turned in front of an oncoming car. The driver of that car has a fractured leg.
Much cooler today versus what we had yesterday. Temperatures are going to remain mild on the cool side for now, but the heat will come back. That forecast when we come back.
City of Louisville getting some damage patched up. You may remember these pictures we showed you yesterday. Parts of a road there bending and cracking because of the extremely high temperatures. Well, today they say a crew is out there working on that street at 3rd and Cherry, getting things patched up. They're asking people there to drive safely around the construction area while they finish up. New tonight, we're getting new data on unemployment rates here in Nebraska. The latest report from the state shows in June, around 32,000 Nebraskans reported they did not have a job, bringing us to a rate of 2.9%. That's far below the national rate of 4.2%. It's also an improvement from the numbers in May, which was 3%. Right now, we have the 5th lowest unemployment rate in the country. And tonight, a local nonprofit is asking for your help getting kids back to school ready. Friendship Home says it urgently needs clothes for children and teenagers in their care. We spoke with them today to find out why the need for clothes is so urgent. They say pressure from home can impact a child's experience at school, and being well dressed helps them feel safer and better.
We know that back to school should be an exciting time for students, but we also know that what's happening at home might follow them into school. So we want to make sure that our students feel equipped to go back, ready and confident for the school year. And that starts with how you're dressed and the supplies that you're able to bring with you. So we're hoping to collect items such as jeans, athleisure wear, tops, sweatshirts, undergarments, especially bras and sports bras.
You can drop off new or gently used clothes at their center on R Street. You can also reach to the contact showing on your screen to donate or learn more about the outreach. Students and staff at Lincoln Public Schools will be seeing some new faces on campus this school year. Lincoln Police say these two officers, Meester and Brenner, will be the new relief school resource officers across the district. LPD says both have recent SRO experience and they're prepared to serve and protect students and teachers.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
We'll look at the rainfall totals just one more time over the last 24 hours. Not a lot. I mean, it probably if you woke up this morning and saw someone talking about getting rainfall, you're, what? When did that happen? Well, it was early this morning, and it didn't amount to much. 1/4 of an inch at the Lincoln Airport was probably the highest amount. Maybe some spots here towards Otoe County and Johnson County, but overall it was pretty minuscule. I had 1/10 of an inch in southeast Lincoln. Plenty of sunshine out there now. It turned into a nice day, didn't it? Boy, temperatures in the middle 80s for most of us. 83 in Norfolk and Columbus, 84 in Lincoln, 86 is one of the warmer spots in Beatrice. After the day we had yesterday, it is quite a bit cooler, 10 to 15 or 16 degrees colder than we were 24 hours ago, 18 degrees colder in Omaha and Grand Island. So breath of fresh air, much needed too. And the humidity, even though it's a little bit, between 60 and 65, I mean, that's a little bit of humidity, but compared to how it felt yesterday, yeah, we'll take that every single time. A little bit of a north breeze too helping, and it's out of the north, so that's usually a drier breeze at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So things kind of turned around quickly, and they'll likely turn around quickly again after some cool air is here for 2 or 3 days. So enjoy it while it's here. A little bit of cloud cover here from Valentine all the way down to Lincoln. A little bit of light rain in parts of the Panhandle. I mean, they'll take it, but they need a lot more. Stormcast is showing a couple of chances for rain. So here comes the next wave. A little bit of light rain here in eastern Nebraska. The better chance will be over here between Valentine and North Platte, really the western half of the state. That continues to spread east as we head through the morning hours tomorrow. Light to maybe a moderate rainfall, eventually making its way into eastern Nebraska and the city of Lincoln and Omaha and Beatrice by about noon. And again, this isn't going to be a whole lot, maybe a 1/10 to possibly a 1/4 of an inch. That wave lingers a little bit here by 5, 6, maybe 7 o'clock Wednesday evening, then a little bit of a break, and then here comes another round. A line here from North Platte all the way down into south central Nebraska, maybe up towards the Panhandle, and then some more here in southwest Nebraska. Most of eastern Nebraska dry early Thursday, but then it eventually spreads to the east. And notice by 6 or 7 o'clock early Thursday morning, scattered showers. Doesn't look like a whole lot of heavy rain except maybe here just west of Beatrice, but that should push to the south. Most of us, though, just scattered showers on and off as we head through the morning hours on Thursday. How much rain are we talking? I mean, not a lot. That first wave, anywhere from next to nothing to a 1/10 of an inch, 1/4, half, maybe an inch in some spots. And then the next wave moves through and tacks on maybe another 1/10 of an inch. So it doesn't look like a whole lot of rain, but if you can get underneath one of those storms, you could see some higher rainfall amounts. So crossing our fingers, everybody that needs it gets it. Tonight, temperatures comfortable in the middle 60s. Highs tomorrow, middle, maybe the upper 70s. I don't think anybody gets to 80 unless you're further south, like Hebron and Fairbury, maybe. But most of us in the 70s, dew points very low in the middle and upper 50s. It's been a while since we've seen something like this, especially in July. Goodness sakes. So we'll take it. The next 2 or 3 days, really nice. Rain chances, cooler than average, upper 70s, lower 80s. And this may be a stretch. We might not even get into the upper 70s, but look how fast those 90s come back. Summer's like, hey, don't get rid of me yet. I'm coming right back. We're looking at temperatures in the upper 90s on Sunday, then a small chance for rain on Monday, and then around 90 degrees for the rest of next week.
Well, at least we get a break. All right, thank you, Rusty. New tonight, people are standing in line, stretching from a Sam's Club to a Walmart here in Lincoln. Everyone's waiting for the newest release of Pokemon cards. As the rarity of these releases rise, along with the resale value of the cards, this isn't an uncommon sight for this current craze. Citizen journalist Leroy sending this video into our Now Local News app, showing us the length of this line, people hoping just for a chance to get their hands on the newest release. Sam's Club made a deal where their Plus members got early access to the cards today, limited to 2 per membership. This is the biggest thing that everyone's trying to get their hands on. It's the Ascended Heroes Pokemon set, containing about a dozen packs along with some collectible items. If you're trying to get one of these, they're probably already sold out, given just how many people were standing outside of the stores today. Also new tonight, a man is retiring from UNL after more than 5 decades on campus. Bill Manning right there is going to retire from his position as operations manager for the parking and transit services there. On August 30th, there will be a reception in his honor from 3 to 5 p.m. August 12th in the Nebraska East Union's Great Plains Room. He started full-time with the police department back in 1976 and then transitioned to parking and transit services in 2003. Happy retirement. Hey, don't go anywhere. I'm going to be taking you into the sports zone after the break. The Lincoln Salt Dogs have a trio of games to get their season on track. And who is putting up the highest scores in the National High School Rodeo Finals here in Lincoln? Stay with us.
Now, from the Channel 8 Sports Zone, powered by Green's Furnace and Plumbing, here's Channel 8 News Sports. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
Welcome into the Sports Zone. I'm your guide, Rod Fowler. We begin with some baseball action as the Lincoln Salt Dogs are slated to play tonight. They're preparing for their first of 3 games against the Sioux City Explorers this evening. First pitch is in a couple of minutes here at 6:35, and all 3 games will be right here in Lincoln at Haymarket Park. Both teams are currently at the bottom of their divisions and will be looking for wins to try and climb up the ranks. And tonight, if you bring 3 hygiene items for Center Point, you'll receive a free general admission ticket. Now to some rodeo, which, yes, is a sport, and the National High School Finals are in town at the Sandhills Global Center. Let's take a look at some of the finishes from today. Azriel Alera of Montana has the highest marked bareback ride of the day at a 79 out of 100. Oakley Levitt of Utah tied a goat in 7.1 seconds. That's right, tied a goat. Rowdy Royal, I love that. Rowdy Royal marked a 77 in saddle bronc riding, a great score for the Missouri native. And Cams Rich is the highest marked bull rider of the day, 78 for the high schooler out of Utah. Some of the contestants were asked today who they are rotoing for, and here's what they had to say.
I'm doing this for my grandpa that just recently passed away in April. I'm here just to support my family and oh God, see, I can't do this. Just to prove to myself that I am capable of doing this and showing that this is who I am and that I am capable of just anything, and anyone is capable of anything.
I'm here rodeoing for all my friends, family, and all the people that come out here to support me.
Heartfelt messages from these high schoolers who are giving it their all on the national stage. Good for them. If you're at the rodeo and you see anyone in a black cinch shirt tonight, they're wearing it for someone they lost who is close to them. Best of luck to all the competitors throughout the rest of this week. Well, the stage is set for the action to continue tonight. Citizen journalist Brian sending us an aerial view of the packed rodeo grounds into our Now Local News app. If you're at the rodeo this week, take us with you. If you scan the QR code on your screen, you can download the Now Local News app for free if you haven't already. If you send us videos in there, we're going to send you some money in return. So it's really kind of a win-win, I guess. All right, that's a look at sports. What do you say we get a recap of the weather today? Kind of a win-win. It wasn't too hot. We had a little bit of sun. Right, Rusty?
Rain this morning too. That helped out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it wasn't a lot, but just enough to help a few people out, and that's really all we can do sometimes. But a little bit of light rain in parts of the Panhandle, and that's it. And that really isn't amounting to much in western Nebraska. Temperature-wise, though, very comfortable, especially with those lower dew points. That certainly helps. Early tomorrow morning, you're looking at temperatures in the 60s, between 60 and 65, 66, maybe a little warmer as you go further south and west. But look at this. We may not get to 70 in parts of north central and northeast Nebraska. You're looking at the upper 60s towards O'Neill, 75 Norfolk, 78 in Lincoln, and that might be a stretch too. We're looking at the middle 70s for just about everybody. Dew point will be much lower, upper 50s to around 60s. So the next couple of days, we do have those precipitation chances, and that's good news too. So I think the next 2 or 3 days, pretty good by July standards.
I think you're right. And thank you, Rusty. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great night. See you back here at 10.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots.
Ernie's Mattress First.